learn a bunch of things that we are taught at school. Nothing goes unimportant, right? But I think there are certain things like swimming.
I have videos of people hanging on the rope. Some people need like 5 minutes just looking at the ceiling, like what happened? Shell shock. That's how we grew up. Nowadays, they come with a little mobile phone and they'll record you and they'll put up these little senti statuses on it, Facebook and Instagram and look for sympathy. And you'll have thousands of people giving you sympathy, but no one will actually. All taught by that one instructor, one 28, 27-year-old instructor who maybe had one or two fights in the nationals, one bronze by losing his fight. So this is where the problem lies in Calcutta in India.
So how does somebody
Root it out, rate them, enter their gym, smack the coach in front of the students, and be like, "Fight me." That's about it. What gives you the authority to teach? Like, I don't teach my karate. I don't know karate. I've never trained in it. So if I'm saying that my gym teaches karate, some black belt in karate should walk into my gym and challenge me and be like, why are you training karate?
Okay, so let's just say you have your own gym, you have your own dojo, right? And I know nothing about combat sports, right? And I am this guy who's a softie basically, right? And I really want to try and learn combat sports because maybe I'm getting bullied or maybe life is difficult, right? So I don't know anything about combat sports. I see some reviews. I find you out on Google and I see, okay, you're teaching me a bunch of stuff, right? And now I walk in through the gates of your gym. So now what do I do? Now how do I know it's a legit gym? I need
First
to
thing you
trust
need
you.
to first thing you need to do is
Because now that I know a bunch of things and I know people like you, people who tell me what to look at. But there are so many people who really want to learn the sport with heart and they don't know what are the check boxes.
That's why like
What are
I
the
said,
check
like I
boxes
said,
for
when you
somebody?
walk into a gym, the first thing you do is what happens when you apply for a job? You take your CV and you go, and the HR checks your CV and it's like, okay, you qualify for the job. Like what? So, like I said, what qualifies your coach or your gym to teach that part? So when you wanting, if you walked into the gym, means you definitely know something about whatever you're going to learn. You definitely okay. I know I've heard about Muay Thai. I want to go learn Muay Thai. I heard about boxing. I want to learn boxing. So you walk in there, and the first thing you need to do is ask the coach, sir, like, what are your credentials? Like, do you have any fights I can see? How many years you've been training? Where have you been training?
But
Etc.
sometimes it offends the coaches, which is surprising.
There's nothing to be offended by. I've literally had that. We once did a video a call and recorded it. One of our guys, he had called up a coach, well decorated coach from Calcutta, and was like, "So I want to do. You teach Muay Thai in your gym, and I want to learn Muay Thai and all. Yeah, come. This is my charges and my charges. So like, can you tell me like how many fights have you had in Muay Thai?" You are taking my interview. The coach said, you are taking my interview.
That is
May
what
I interview
happens.
later? Saying, no, interview nahi later. We just want to know if I'm being trained by someone who's actually done Muay Thai, not by anyone. Oh, you come to the gym and I'll show you this, that, started with the threads and all that stuff and all. And then we have that, actually have a recording of that. We know which, I don't want to mention the gym name. I don't really want to take names of different gym, diss on them, because at the end of the day, what happens? You say claim to teach Muay Thai or whatever you claim to teach, perfect. When the tournament time comes and when you have competition and your guys come and they get battered
But the
and
worst part is
bruised
the
and smashed,
students, they get suffered in
so you
the
need to learn
process,
the hard
right?
way. It's like, I'll tell you something. You tell an idiot, you give an idiot 100 different facts, and you tell him that this is right, that is wrong, and you show him different facts and you show him different proof and you tell him everything, he will still argue with you. But if you tell him one smart person, show him one fact and be like, this is right,
This is
this
how it
is
should
wrong,
be.
this is the fact. He's shown him proof. He'll be like, okay, fine. So most of the students, they go to these gyms and they pay their minimal amount, 1,500, 500,000 rupees, whatever they pay in these gyms, and they learn these arts. Now, if any of our guys tell them like, see, you're learning wrong. This is not how you give an elbow. This is not Muay Thai. They'll be like, how do you know? Your coach wants to recruit me. He wants to poach me, take me over there. You have to show them. How do you show them? By beating them up, humiliating them, making them cry. So that's what happens.
Yeah.
And then they learn, and then they choose like, okay, that team has won everything. Let's go and join
There's
that team.
something about that
And
team
that's
for
what
sure.
happened. I had 10 guys join me after the state champion. 10 guys from different gyms, from 3 different gyms. 10 guys came
And how
and
is
joined.
it working out for them now?
Like very well. One of them who was put into an amateur format for 3 years. That guy went and he fought pro. He won in Goa, 15 grand. He won in the last in one event. He won WMC gold. Knocked his opponent out in Kalia. Professional in Muay Thai
Fantastic.
and K1.
Fantastic.
we push our students. Don't limit them.
Okay. So I'll also touch base a bunch of points that I want to know, right? I know, but I still want my listeners to know. So Muay Thai, right? Let's just talk about Muay Thai for now.
Yeah.
And somebody who's trained at Muay Thai, say for a good amount of time, say maybe a year, and maybe a year or two, and maybe had a couple of amateur fights as
Fights,
well.
yeah.
Yeah. So he gets into a frisky situation on the streets with somebody who's not trained. So how dangerous will our boy be that
This
to
is
be?
it's a very good topic. This is something which we have a very strict rule in our gym that if you are training over here, you're not going to use it outside. You're not going to go beating up people on the street.
No, of course
If you
not.
get into an altercation, if you have to actually defend yourself, there's ways of defending yourself also. See, you're learning a very dangerous art. Okay, very dangerous martial art, and think of Muay Thai as a loaded gun. Now, you can take this gun, you can keep it with you for self defense, or you can use it to shoot up a mall. It's up to you. So when you are learning Muay Thai, you have the ability to destroy anyone. Come on, literally see 3 to 5 days in a week or 6, 7 days in a week, you're putting your body through hell. You're going to a session, you're training for 2 hours, 3 hours over there, you're beating up people, you're getting beaten up, you're getting strength and conditioning sessions, you're lifting weights, you're doing your HIIT workouts, you're sparring regularly, you're doing your pad work, you're keeping a diet, you don't drink, you don't smoke, you have excellent stamina,
Stamina.
everything. You're at peak. You're on a different level. You're not normal. You're abnormal.
You're abnormal.
Okay. Then you go this some poor guy who works in a call center who maybe drinks on his Friday nights and his Saturday nights, goes does a little party, overweight with his 20-30% body fat and his smoking and his drinking and his unhealthy junk food and his diet. That guy tries to show he's a little bit high, he tries to show up to his girlfriend, pushes you, shoves you. Avoid that. Okay.
Yeah, I avoid that. I
You
avoid
know
that.
you can destroy him.
Yes,
Do not
exactly.
destroy him. Let him be. If he keeps on, if he starts to get more physical, there's different ways. Smash it 2, 3 leg kicks. The guy will not be able to walk out from there. That's it. Do not punch him in the face. If he falls, hits his head against something, died. If he dies, you're in jail for
Of
the rest
course.
of your life.
Yeah.
And you can't live with that.
So why I wanted to ask this question is, see, there is nothing that I have against any combat sport, any sport in general, but people don't train these effective ones a lot. Muay Thai, boxing, BJJ, MMA. To some extent, I'll say wrestling as well.
Wrestling is excellent.
Extremely
Important.
Because I'll tell you what happens if two human beings, once they start fighting, they don't throw jabs and crosses.
No, they start
We have a
swinging.
tendency to grapple.
Grapple
whenever this-
also swinging. You have two ways of a guy will fight you on the street.
Yes, you either
Either
sucker
these
punch
guys
him,
will
sucker
swing
punch,
or they'll try to grab you and
grapple.
take you down.
And wrestling is extreme. It makes
Also,
us-
I'll tell you Kyokushin karate. I think many people overlook Kyokushin karate.
Okay.
I have
But they
some
don't
guys
have punches on the face. So
who said they have everything.
they?
Everything, yes. The rules, competition rules might be different. You have
Competition rules, I know. Yeah.
everything. I have Kyokushin fighters who come to my gym. I have this guy, this kid, Anirban. He's a brown belt, I think. I have Kishalai. He has a big Kyokushin academy. He's a black belt. I have some quite a lot of Kyokushin fighters that have are coming and training in Muay Thai. Extremely well conditioned, very effective kicks and punches. Very good fighters. They are, in fact, Anima just won intra gym. We had a tournament, Supremacy Spa Wars. I'll get to that in a bit. And he won his weight class. Very good. He's been with me training proper Muay Thai right now for a couple of years. And they are very tough fighters. And we have a lot of good legit Kyokushin coaches in West Bengal, proper trainers. So Kyokushin karate, I think, is overlooked. Now I've taken a lot of moves from Kyokushin thanks to my students who are black belts and brown belts.
You
over
learn
there.
from your students as well.
Yeah, I took those moves from Kyokushin karate and I implemented in my sparring in my movement. Like there's one I forgot I don't know the Japanese terms. Excuse me,
No
I
problem.
apologize for that. But there's one where you use the side of your foot to kick the face. Okay, I think giri or something like that. I use that a lot for the inside leg kick for the face. I use Kyokushin. I use my knee to block teeps a lot. Now that's also used in Kyokushin karate. I take a few moves from there and I use it. So that's what makes you a complete martial artist. Not saying that
Like
okay,
Bruce Lee said.
Muay Thai is better than karate. No.
Yeah.
Taekwondo is bad. This is no. It's all comes down to the martial
Yes,
artist, not
yes.
the martial art. I've seen
The
plenty
artist.
of Muay Thai fighters,
And
plenty
Bruce
of
Lee, like
guys,
he rightfully said, you need to choose the best from
best
every
of everything.
discipline,
Yeah.
and then you
Yeah.
create your own
Yeah,
style.
now you put Muay Thai against someone, say, you put Muay Thai against wrestling. The guy grabs you, he's going to take you down, he's going to smother you, he's going to beat you.
Beat you to a pulp, yeah.
Beat you to a pulp. If the guy could take you down, that's also a factor.
That's
Now,
also
we
another
saw
thing.
Edson Barboza, what he did, right? The other day.
Mm.
The guy tried to take him down, knee to the head. That's how fast a Muay Thai fighter can put your lights out.
Mm.
Boom. But it all
Even
comes down
this
to the
other
fighter.
guy, MVP, there's another Bellator, right?
Page, yeah. Venom
MVP,
Page.
he fractured somebody's skull when somebody was trying to take him
Huh?
down. He kneed him, and he
We've
fractured his
seen
skull.
it. We've seen it a lot. We saw
Like, dude.
Barboza do that to Benel Dariush.
Mm.
Benel Dariush is the one who was going to fight. I think Oliveira. It just got
Okay,
cancelled.
okay.
This guy is like in the top 5 in the UFC lightweights. Dariush tried to take down Barboza, jumping knee to the head. Yoel Romero did the same thing to Whiteman. Split his head open with a jumping knee. So it's very dangerous. You people think that I'll get my hands around you looking at all the old Gracie videos. You are not a Gracie. Number one. You're trained in a little bit of BJJ, your blue belt or purple belt
You
or
know, a
whatever.
single leg takedown and
Doing,
you
yeah, and don't really think it's so easy. Number one. Number two, also in a situation where you're fighting on the street, like if you get into an altercation, BJJ is very effective.
No, no, of course.
One-on-one.
Of course it is. Of course it is.
One-on-one. That's why I emphasize on one-on-one, not two-on-one. Not when it comes to two people over there. You're gonna take down someone. You're
Yeah,
gonna
I
slap
think
on.
you
You're gonna
prefer
slap
all-
on a nice triangle choke, and you're gonna pull him in. And you're gonna put him to sleep. Nicely done, like water and like whatever. And then so the friend over there stamps your head in while
Yeah.
you're doing it. What are you gonna do?
Yeah, I think if there are two people against you, you should prefer, having your feet on
Striking.
ground,
I would say, if you have two people against you, arts like Muay Thai, boxing, karate, it helps you move, stick and move.
I think it is also important that some combat sport get introduced to the education system as well, right?
Very
because it is while it is extremely important, we learn a bunch of things that we are taught at school. Nothing goes unimportant, right? But I think there are certain things like swimming, even though it's not compulsory, but a lot of schools are opted to it. Some combat sport for both men and women. I think the beauty of combat sports is, like you said, you don't allow your students to get into fights outside of the gym. That makes you less violent, right? That
It does.
humbles you.
It does. It calms you down.
Once you, for example, if I'm extremely energetic, and if I think that I can knock anybody down, I have you as my coach. You ask me to spar with you. You get me to the ground with one blow of yours. That'll humble me. That'll show me my real.
That's why we have that
Yes.
policy. Leave your ego outside the door before you
Yes,
walk into
yes.
your
So
class.
I
Because
think-
if you walk in with an attitude, with your ego, you will get humbled. It's happened to a lot of people.
And by humbling, I mean in a positive way.
Positive
in a good
way, yeah.
So at schools or when you are young, being introduced to combat sports, specifically combat sports, I think it's really important.
It's very important. In fact, schools need to take up.
Yes, not just for
arts like-
defense, for basically the entire
Yeah,
character development.
they need. You're training a discipline. You're disciplined. What are the fundamentals? What are we doing? We are teaching respect. We're teaching you proper the discipline. Wake up in the morning, do this. Training you to keep your body healthy. What are we doing in martial arts? We're telling you, okay, eat healthy, sleep long, get your 8 hours of sleep, wake up early, go for a run.
Some champion
Things which are going to
mindset,
benefit
humility.
you. Not things like, okay, you can watch these videos, you can play this video game, you can go out and do this. It's okay to have hookah. It's not okay. Look at the young generation. They're busy smoking hookah literally every day. I know I've seen some kids smoking hookah, going to clubs, partying, this, that, 14, 15-year-old kids, 16-year-old kids doing that.
I know.
But then when it comes to coming to a
Get the
gym,
real shit
coming
done,
to train, so I can't come to class because my dad and mom said that I have my exams coming up in 3 months' time. But you can go to clubs, you can smoke hookah.
So that is happening.
All the time. The new generation has turned weak. We need to make them strong.
Yes.
The only way to make them strong is to start targeting the schools. Get the martial arts, get introduced in the school.
And it does not matter if you
Safely.
train as hard as you do at your
Safely,
gym.
just basics.
some introduction. You should
Very
know how
important.
to roll,
you want to take
how
it
to
on
throw a jab
further.
and
You
throw-
want to take it up further. Then join a gym.
Yeah, join the gym.
But the basics should be taught.
You should be
need to
introduced.
equip. the reason why countries like China are doing so well, why are they doing so well? Because they don't want to grow up and be TikTok influencers or make reels on Instagram or be stuff like that. They
China
want to grow
is,
up to
yeah,
be
yeah.
rocket scientists. They want to grow up to be lawyer, engineers. They want to join the army. They want to be martial artists. They want to be Olympians,
Have you watched that
champions.
where the TikTok algorithm is built such that
Hmm?
countries outside of China,
Hmm.
they are shown, girls twerking, guys doing makeup and stuff like that. Wherein the Chinese people, the Chinese audience, the Chinese youngsters, by the algorithm, they are shown things on rocket science,
Exactly.
on neurology,
and
on
and even
mathematics.
India. Look at our Indian. See, many of our Indian kids, but look at the Indians. Look at India is doing extremely well. I think fastest growing economy in the
Of
world right
course,
now.
yeah.
Hey,
Touch wood, touch wood.
our guys in India. India's growing. India's a superpower. India's taking over. Our Indian fighters. We have Anshul Juble who just
Oh
won his fight in the
man, what a
UFC.
guy.
Matlab, come on, like literally you get goosebumps
I'm
thinking about it. Like,
same.
and you have guys like these who are pushing the limit, and I would see in the next 5 years, India would be on top in Muay Thai, in MMA. We have plenty of fighters in kickboxing, in MMA, and now even Jiu Jitsu. We had Siddharth, his coach, very good in Jiu Jitsu, winning championships.
There are a bunch of good jujutsu places, I think, especially in Delhi, Gurgaon,
Uh-huh.
right? But what really fails to surprise me is that typically a sport like Muay Thai, like you were saying, youngsters over here, they're going clubbing, smoking hookah and stuff like that. In Thailand, youngsters aged 8 or 9 years old, I think you would be able to tell the story better. They are training Muay Thai and having 10, 12 fights a single night. And those are
These
competitive
guys,
pro level
these
fights.
guys, I had this Asik where I was training in Ranong. I go over there in Sangatit Muay Thai. Excellent. So if anyone wants to actually go and do some Muay Thai, proper Muay Thai, not the tourist stuff, you want to go, you have this small village in Ranong over there, and it's just on the border of Myanmar. My coach is there, Bu Sangatit, excellent coach. I went over there, literally put you through hell. In 3 weeks,
I'm
4 weeks
sure,
that
I'm
I was
sure, I'm
there, it
sure.
was insane. And clean environment. There's no clubbing. What happens is there's distractions that come up in Bangkok and Phuket. You're training over there. One day you go, you train in the morning, train in the evening. Then comes, chalo, let's go out for,
Yeah, walking street, let's go.
let's go enjoy. What happens? Come back at 4 a.m. Do you think you can get up for 6 a.m. class, 7 a.m. run? No. So these now you see 80-year-old kids. Now this is their bread and butter. This is how they survive. I know
Yes.
kids who are like, who literally fight, win that money. Their parents take that money, they go to
And they
the
buy
store, they
rice, yeah.
buy rations to sell, to not only eat, to also sell. So if that kid loses and does not make any money, he has to fight the very next week, sometimes the next day, so that they make that money. And some of these kids are been taken to these gyms, adopted by the gym. They
And they
they
stay there. Yeah, yeah,
they
yeah.
stay there, live there,
Jockey
grow up.
gym. Yeah.
Yeah, they grow up, and that's how good they are. That's if you want. If you wanna, people want to get rich, people want to be famous. Put in the work. You will be. Put in the work. It'll come up. Without hard work, it's not gonna happen. No shortcuts.
Yes.
I never had shortcuts back. I'll tell you the how Supremacy India, the gym that I founded. I'm the co-owner of Supremacy India. Aditi Dubey is also the co-owner. We both founded Supremacy. How Supremacy came about. When I left my job after I told you after my whole thing went
Oh, you
spiraling.
were working
Yeah,
in
yeah. I
before starting the job.
not just before between my dad passing away till the time I left it. At that point of time, I got a job. You need to survive, so I was working extremely unhealthy environment. So when I started in 2016, I was the only guy fighting for Supremacy, and I had no one. I had one student. 2017, I slowly built up. One or two guys came. They saw, okay, this stuff, this is good. Let's go. They brought two more guys, five guys, 10 guys, 15 guys, and gradually the gym built. Our guys fighting, like there
So
were
you
times
you
when
you had a proper dedicated setup
Aditi,
from the
me,
beginning, or
no,
it was
no, we
just a
had nothing. So
okay.
I was in my friend's, I won't say garage. He has a place in Chatterjee. Thanks to Harsh Vardhan for literally, you have, like, no one makes it on their own. People, you're self-made, yes, self-made. By self-made, you have to understand that a lot of people helping you.
Yeah, yeah, of course, of
A lot
course,
of
of
people
course.
also helped get you to where you are. They come at certain points in your life which take you further and further and further, grow you. So Aditi got me out of that entire work environment, said, let's start Supremacy. Harsh gave his place, said, train people over here, just like a It was dark, had mats, we had a big space. We trained. We had this girl, Lady Swati, helped me a lot. My aunt, my mom, everyone. You had family. So, but when it came to students, we had nothing. Like I had nothing. Supremacy had nothing, and we grew. What the only thing we did was we stayed true to the sport. I stayed true to my coach. When my coach left and went back in 2000, I think 13 or 14, I never found another coach. How can you find after you're with the best? Who you gonna go to? Down some fat trainer with a big stomach down some gully? No.
Training 8-9
Yeah,
disciplines.
you can't find someone better than that. So when he left, I stayed loyal to him. Even though he was thousands of miles away, I stayed loyal to him. To Supremacy India, to Supremacy. 2016, and we started Supremacy India. And 2017 we started growing. Then we shifted. We had a spot. We shifted to Tinga, where we are currently located, and gradually, the only reason why we grew so well is because we had that hunger. All of us. I'm talking about. I was like me. There was Aditi, some of the other kids over there, Saif and Sahil and Shoaib and all these guys. We were fighting. We were like, throw us anywhere. We don't care. I don't care if I'm fighting in a small, tiny little tournament in Calcutta or some national tournament in Delhi. Anywhere, go everywhere, fight everywhere. Wasted enough
You
time.
just want to fight, basically.
Just
and
wanted to
win.
fight. And that's how you go. That's how you make a name. People hear about you. People start hearing and they are like, okay, these guys tough. These are the winning here, there, everywhere. And slowly you grow.
Interesting.
And now you grow at that level where okay, you're known throughout the place.
So also, I would also, because you have been a veteran and you train so many people, help me understand, also the listeners understand what makes Muay Thai fighters so tough, and how do you train your students? What
See,
is a regular
what
day at
what
Supremacy look
I'll
like?
tell you what makes Muay Thai fighters tough is number one.
And by hard, I mean, if you all don't know, just tell them how hard they are. They're as hard as a brick.
They
Their
the
shin bone.
conditioning
Yeah.
the conditioning that goes into Muay Thai, like, see, think about this. How do you stop a kick? You stop someone kicking you with your shin, with your knee.
Shin and knee.
You check with the upper shin and your knee. Literally, come on, you're kicking it's as good as kicking the edge of a wall or edge of a table. You think you're not going to get hurt. You're going to get hurt, but all you have to brave through it, and you keep doing that over and over again. Calluses form on your shins, your shin bone gets tougher, calcium gets deposited, and gradually your body is turning strong. The conditioning that you do, the leg conditioning, the body conditioning, the sparring, everything hurts. Everything we push the threshold of pain. It's not that we are making our bones into iron or making our skin
Long
into
distance
Teflon.
running also makes it
Yeah,
harder, right?
it does. And all we're doing is we're just putting our bodies through hell every single day. That makes you tough. That will make you tough. It will strengthen your body. And what for a typical day in Supremacy? You walk into our sessions, we start with runs. Start with shadow. Between that, we have fitness, some exercise, burpees, push-ups, 50, 80, 100, whatever. Then we start with Dutch drills. Now we do Dutch drills, Dutch style, so we go hard. Bang, 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 bang. You're getting used to taking a hit, which I see most places don't do. When you are doing Dutch drills, I see many coaches are like, they're so scared of the student busting his nose. Come on, these guys, you're going to put these guys in a ring to fight, and you're worried about them busting a nose or getting a slight cut on the face. So Dutch drills will actually train you to help you keep your guard up when you're getting punched. It won't come as a surprise. Now, if you train that soft touch the entire time in the gym, and then you go into the
Then you
fight,
go- yeah.
and the very
Oh,
first
you're
punch
fast.
the guy gives you is boom, shakes your head. Fear starts coming in. You start
You
getting
won't be
scared.
able to fight
You
anymore.
run. Even if you're covering up, think you put your guard up and someone hits you through your guard and your head is rocked. What are you going to do? Because they haven't conditioned their bodies that much, or they get one solid leg kick and then they are crying in pain. So they go through hell. And we have HIT sessions. We do a lot of bag work, a lot of pad work, and we don't have this small slow passive style in pad work. No. Grueling. I'll send you. I think you've seen some of my pad work
I see,
videos.
yeah.
We don't go easy with padding. I train you how to hit under pressure. So when we are taking you in pads, guard is down, you get hit in the face with a 1.5 kilo pad.
Oh,
But many of my guys' eyes have closed. I have some guys who puked over there. Some guys who have liver kicked and who literally almost passed out over there on the mat with getting a liver kick during padding. Why? Because he was not keeping his
no,
guard.
okay. I'm not laughing because of that. I'm laughing out of feeling good. I mean, the amount of
Yeah, so
training that
we
beautiful
we
training
have
you
to
guys
put
are
them
going
we
through.
have to put them through hell. If they want to do well, they're
Yeah.
not like Not everyone gets that.
Mm-hmm.
Someone who's coming just to lose some weight, or a little bit overweight, or someone
Oh,
in their
that is different. Yeah.
they are not going to get beaten up by me. But I'm talking about the fighters. When you
Who
talk
want to
about
fight?
professional or pro amateur fighters, these guys will be put into that situations where you cannot get up after 3 rounds of padding, 5 rounds of padding. They're so exhausted that literally they have to be carried out of the ring. I have videos of people hanging on the ropes. Some people need like 5 minutes just looking at the ceiling like what happened, shell shocked.
Just tell the listeners, what does it actually feel like when you're knocked out, or maybe
I've
you.
never been knocked out. I won't know. Thank God. Touch wood.
Okay,
Never
so
once have I hit the mat.
and
Not
how does
once.
it feel like when somebody is under a concussion, a severe concussion?
See, severe concussion would be, I would say, sensitivity to light. Their heads would feel heavy, pain,
It's all temporary though.
dizziness.
Fighters, it's
It's
yeah,
it's temporary, but you need to get it checked. Too many concussions is bad. Could
it's
have
bad.
permanent damage. But yeah, severe concussion could have a lot of problems. Vomiting. First symptoms of a concussion is puking, vomiting, and sensitivity to light. So if you see that you suffer a concussion, like this light will be like too much
Too
for
much
you,
for me, yeah.
and puking. Also, you can't stand. So if you stand, like if you're standing, like how we stand straight, they'll fall
Oh,
forward,
oh my god.
tilt back, won't be able to walk properly in a straight line for some time. So you need to get it checked. It's something where you have to go to a doctor, get it checked. You have to
I think
rest.
this brings up somewhere where we can talk about the dangers of the sport in
This
the
is
long
why
run.
this is why a person who suffered a concussion should not fight very fast. So if you suffered a concussion,
You
say
should
in
you
the
should take
last
it
week
easy.
or in training, this is why medical is very important. Comes back to my point, like someone for in that state championships example, we went in without medical
Yeah.
certificates. Even in that K1 India championship, we went in horror, no medical certificates. By the way, 10 of our guys got COVID thanks to them. That was in the height of COVID. They had the tournament,
Yeah, yeah,
never
I know.
checked for COVID.
2021 it was, I think, right?
Yeah, December
2021.
2021,
Yeah.
height of COVID. And so uh, 10 of our guys got COVID after that tournament. So what happened was, if
So
they
they
don't,
didn't even do the RT-PCR for their fighters.
nothing. Fighters came
By
from
themselves also
Bangalore.
didn't ask them to do.
Nothing. The
Arey.
the organizer took the money and vanished for 2 days. We never saw his face till the last day. He came back all drunk and stuff. So we just ran from that tournament. Took our stuff, ran. Never paid money. We just like he never paid us anything. Two of our guys won, and so if someone has suffered a concussion in training, and say he has his fight in 3 days, and he's still wheeling in that concussed state, he goes for a fight without a proper checkup, without someone who a doctor over there who's gonna check you up. He goes into the fight and then he gets hit again, knocked out. He could die.
He could die.
He could definitely die. So
Oh.
this is why safety is very important in the sport. It's very important that we take precautions. The associations, the organizations, they need the promoters, whoever's organizing events,
Safe training is going to keep you safe.
safe training, and also safety in tournaments.
Tournaments.
Think we train very safely. Okay, safely as in like our guys are trained to defend. Now, most of the injuries that happen is people who do not know how to defend. I had a guy who once came into our gym saying, "Sir, I did Muay Thai. I'm a state champion. This, that, the other." I'm like, "Okay, how do you block like kicks to the leg?" My coach said to make your thigh big. Okay, very good.
Thigh big.
Yeah,
How come?
increase your thigh size. Okay, so okay, laughing at him. How do you block body kicks? With your lats. So, oh, excellent. How do you block a head kick?
my head.
Left upward block. No, he's showing me his hand, left upward, right. I'm like, okay, amazing. I said, take this. I gave him the kick back. Gave him one kick. Boom. He went through. Gave him another kick. Boom. He was like, ah. Then I said, like, you said you're a stage, and I said that you're gonna block that. I said, doesn't matter how big your thighs are. You'll get 2-3 kicks and you're gonna be in pain. Then I put him to spar with one of my kids, 14-year-old kid, this guy Anas, and boy Anas, and he was a national champion in Muay Thai and he played in the juniors and kickboxing and Muay Thai. He smacked, beat up that boy, that man. 23-year-old man came all dressed up in his little formals from work, all happy, thought that, okay, chalo, let's just see these guys if they are legit or not. He got beaten up by a 14-year-old boy. That boy beat him up, smacked him, kicked him in his ass, literally humiliated him. The guy had tears rolling down his face after that. I sat him down. I told him, listen, this humiliation I did to you is not because I hate you in any way. It's because I want to show you what mistakes you are making. What is your fault?
What
Now, if I
choices
tell
you're
you,
making and
if I
all.
tell you your coach is wrong, like how you were arguing with me, I was telling him that that's not how you block. No, sir, my coach told me that. He might be thinking that I'm trying to sell him. I'm trying to get him as a student. No, don't need to get you as a student. I have plenty of students. I showed you. What happened? You got humiliated by a 14-year-old kid. smacked up, literally smacked up, humiliation. So that guy understood what his faults were, what his problem was, and his problem was the training. If you're not trained properly, you will be humiliated. You could also die. That's why it's extreme, and the sport would get a
No,
bad name.
I think dying is still fine, but
No,
CT.
dying is not fine.
No,
Like
no,
you
I
told.
mean, no. Somebody who dies, maybe it's there, but somebody who is suffering from CTE because of the sport, that's like living hell. So CTE was this documentary. CTE, it's like when you receive damage to the brain over a longer period of time. What happens is it feels like, imagine this room, and imagine all of us, we're there in this room, and you are trying to seek help, but nobody's listening to you. So this is the state that you will be in for the next 20-30 years of your life if you develop
I
that
think I saw
habit.
that. I saw that with it happens with too many more than I think more than 7 concussions in your lifetime or something like that. No?
Yeah, I think so.
They had it in the WWE. They had it with these wrestlers. They said some guys have as much as 20 plus concussions. It there's a certain type of protein which gets released in your brain.
Okay.
They said Chris Benoit. It's not only because of the steroids. People blamed him for butchering his family because of the anabolic steroids he took. Later on, they found out that there were other causes. Constant concussions made him start to
Hallucinate. Yeah,
hallucinate. Yeah.
you
So he
hallucinate
started.
immensely.
Yeah, he started hallucinate, and he actually believed that he could take his family. And there were a lot of things. So people close to him started telling the tale, and when they did an autopsy of his brain, they found that type of protein which was released in his brain, which would cause hallucinations, cause that constant damage, constant concussions, which would happen. So I would say yes. After a certain period of time, you need to protect yourself, and you need to also leave. You have to know when to leave.
Yes,
If you
yes.
start late, you have your retirement can be late. But if you start young, start very young, retire early, have a happy life. That's
And
important.
what kind of ages are we looking at if we if okay? So somebody wants just not to kind of try out the sport. Somebody wants to play at decent levels, make a name for himself, earn some money, maybe just be a full-time fighter.
Okay.
What kind of age should he start at, and how many years of practice? I know it depends from person to
Yeah,
person,
yeah.
training.
Person to person.
Yeah. And if I still believe there's some approximation, how would
I would
you?
say best age to start would be early teens.
Early teens, 13, 14.
13, 14 would be a ideal age to start. Your body is also developing. Your testosterone levels in males are high, and you'd have that energy which you can use positively. Also, from if you say even if you go 10 years from 13 to 23, and then decide to go into pro amateur, you at 23 you would start pro amateur and maybe professional at about 25, 26.
Fantastic.
26 to maybe about 36 you fight professional and then retire. I they talk about the entire career dedicated to fighting. Now, can't really do that. Many people don't do that unless you're living in Thailand. But over here, I would say 18 to 22
It's an
is good.
optimal age.
Yeah. So if you start anywhere between that, uh, if you pick up on the art properly, if you have some sort of background in not martial arts but a sports background, I've seen many people who are athletes who come into the sport and dominate it. They come in and they are like boom, they are all over the place.
And sports like
Sports like any
any
sport,
sport,
like
cricket, football,
rugby,
yeah.
not I won't say not cricket. Rugby, I would say football. I would say I have the tennis players playing over there. They are very active. Swimmers, cyclists. So get people like that. Get people who have had that discipline. They are easy to train. Once they come in, they know they have that winner's mindset. They push themselves. If you really want to make it, all you have to do is push yourself. Don't think about an age bar.
Okay.
Age. Yes, your body does slow down after 30. Your body does go slow
But if
down
you want
even
to
more
learn,
after
if you
30.
don't want to fight professionally, you want to learn, you can learn at any age.
Any age. That don't restrict yourself to an age limit, but at any age you can learn. We have many students, many guys who are in their late 30s, 40s, 50s. Very good.
Who are just enthusiasts for combat sports and want to learn.
Yeah.
So what's coming up next for you? What is there in your fight
Uh,
resume?
right now we have a couple of events coming up. We have a WMC event in Calcutta, which will be happening in a few weeks. Some of our guys are fighting. It's a B level event, so no head guard, but they would have shin guards and elbow protection.
Muay Thai?
Muay Thai, yeah,
Okay.
Muay Thai rules. Then we'll have planning another event. We might go for another event. I think after that it would be probably in Goa, kickboxing event. looking for some MMA fights. Most probably in the next couple of months, there would be a few MMA events. There's always an event. Now WMC keeps everyone very active. So yeah, every other month we're having an event. They're having an event. So in that way, our guys will be fighting. Many of our guys all over the place. This year we are targeting MMA. This year we are planning to make an impact in MMA.
It
We have a lot of
does MMA see some growth at this point in time
huge
in
growth.
country in the country?
Huge.
Yeah,
MMA
you think so?
in combat sports, MMA is growing very fast.
I'm talking about India.
India, I'm talking about India. India is growing very fast.
People have started
Events
to
are
show
all
more awareness.
yeah, events are all over. The quality of MMA is growing. There's a lot of good MMA gyms, MMA coaches all over from Mumbai, Delhi, Bangalore, even Calcutta. You have plenty of places, plenty of gyms which teach good MMA. We have good MMA fighters, and MMA is growing as a sport. It's growing all over, and I would say MMA is like, so you have kickboxing, you have plenty of people doing it, but after a certain time, people are gonna get bored of kickboxing, and everyone's gonna go into MMA.
Yeah, because it is more fun to watch. A and B is like, it is something that you when every boy at some point, or most of us, we imagine ourselves in fights growing up, right? We do things, right?
Exactly.
And that the takedown, the punches, the elbows. It's MMA is something which is, I think it's very fascinating, and it'll
MMA and Muay Thai, MMA and Muay Thai, sports which are very vicious, lot of blood, lot of
and I think very effective,
very effective, highly
very
effective. And these sports are growing because of not only the people, because of the sure violence. I would say people are drawn to violence.
Of course.
A fight breaks out on the road, you'll have an audience
That is
looking.
why Dustin Poirier and fighters like Justin Gage, they have so much PPVs, right? Because they are
Chandler.
violent men, yeah.
Violence, people are attracted to violence. That's our primal instinct. That's there
In our DNA.
programmed.
Yeah.
It's in our DNA. Going back thousands of years, we are prone to violence. Every human being on this planet, no matter how humble he is. Okay.
And I'll tell you one very interesting thing, for us, for every living organism, I'm talking about animals, for us to be alive, nature makes you kill. You understand this? So the tiger, he kills a deer, right? The lion, he kills the deer maybe. Now the deer, he also kills plants, right? So you and me, if I become a vegetarian or a vegan or whatever, would you not kill a mosquito if it bothers you?
Let's not.
So nature.
Let me tell you about veganism. I saw that Piers Morgan thing. Drink a little almond milk and drink this and that and all. Yet you have 5-6 cars and you're contributing to global warming and everything else. So I don't believe in veganism. Eat meat, eat a
Of
diet,
course.
enjoy it, eat a biryani now
Yeah,
and then.
yeah.
And,
And not, I mean, see, without animal protein, without that essential amino acids, you.
no,
I mean, you can
vegetarians
live.
even, yes. I have like Aditi is a vegetarian, excellent fighter, national champion in Muay Thai, kickboxing national champion, very good fight record. The only female certified in Muay Thai coach in West Bengal. Her students, her kids, she trains our kids batch in Supremacy.
Supremacy.
She takes them solely. These kids are hers. I'm telling you, she's making a army of beasts. These kids are the future. Some of them are. They are so good. They are better than the adults. Even better than our seasoned fighters. Some of these kids.
You have a lot of pride
because
for
they
them.
have a lot of time. If they choose to even take a year off and come back after 1 year, they'll be very young.
How by young? I mean, how old are they?
Well, the youngest is 2.5, 3 years old.
They are
Just started with the basics. Okay.
Okay.
Now, 5 years old, the kid, very good. We had this small little fat kid, Ridan. He's came for weight loss and now he's already fought 2 tournaments. I have my kids who have fought more than most coaches in Calcutta. Then a couple of kids, 7 years old, very good fighters. And we have this kid, his name is Hamad Saya. And he is an exception. Prodigy. When I talk about Prodigy, he's a different level. Technically, his dad is a black belt, very good friend of mine, and in karate. Dad used to train him from a very young age. Give him to us in Muay Thai, and he already just smashed his in Indore. He went over there, won his fights. We are planning to send him for the Asian Championships in IFMA the next time it happens, and he's exceptional. And Aditi is training these kids to be ekdam beasts. These guys are a different level. Like the way they are kicking, the way they are punching, such perfection. Like I haven't seen it in the adults even, because many of the adults are, their discipline is not there. You see, sometimes they talk and this and that.
I think
they
that
keep
is
shouting at them.
Yeah, that is, I think, with children, that since they're so they are so keen to learn, and also because they are like a piece of clean paper. You sketch out whatever you want, and they'll be exactly how you want
And
it
it's
to be.
very important that the parents
And
also
I
play a
think
big
they,
role.
yes, it's super salute to the parents. I think we need
And
more.
we need more parents because in India,
We need more parents like that. The
in
thought
India,
process. Yeah.
the parents have this bad negative mindset, not only about Muay Thai, about most sports. You want your son or daughter to be one of the three professions in India:
Doctor,
doctor,
engineer.
lawyer, engineer. You have doctors who,
And if you want to play a sport, it's at
yeah,
maximum they'll take you
and
to a cricket ground.
they'll
Yeah.
be like, you know, the isse kuch nahi hoga. But yet you're paying thousands of rupees and you're paying a lot of money to go and see people like Dhoni and
Don't.
Sachin, and you're paying subscriptions for watching
Mm.
Conor McGregor and Mayweather and all footballers and Messi and Ronaldo. You're following them. You're idolizing them. You're idolizing Neeraj Chopra for winning a gold medal in the Olympics. But you don't want your kid to do a sport.
Do
Why?
that.
No, so he has to be either a doctor, lawyer, or engineer. And what's happening? Doctors. I'm so too many doctors.
No, I think even if
Lawyers,
yeah.
there's guys sitting haven't made it from a good law institution doing their lawyer's fees of like only 500,000 bucks. Then you have engineers hanging themselves for no lack of jobs.
No, I think even if you want your child, or if you yourself want to become a doctor or an engineer or anything, but you can still train. You can do a bunch of amateur fights. You
Do
can
stuff. I'm like, come on,
see.
don't
I also
restrict your
have a
kid.
full time job,
Yeah.
right? But I'm still doing this
Yeah,
because
your passion. Don't restrict it because sometimes it can be even you never know where it can lead you. Like it should be incorporated in schools. Your parents should be like, okay, go and do this.
yes, of course.
It's healthy for you.
And
What
combat
would you
sport.
prefer? Like I know people are like, you know, mums and dads, they come up and tell me, so my kid is fighting in school. Or if he does this, will he be violent? I said, do you prefer your kid to be bullied in school? I tell them, I said, what do you mean he's fighting? No, this kid came up to him and pushed him, he hit him back. I said, okay, so it starts with a push. I said, would you prefer that your kid gets bullied in school? Later, he gets mental torture, doesn't tell you about, doesn't want to go to school, starts not eating. Sometimes it may reach a level where he could probably even commit suicide. Would you want that for your kid? No. If he can stand up for himself, very good. Anyone goes to bully him, tries to start with him, hit first.
And also like we talked about this earlier, when you are training in combat sports, people like you who set out rules that you're not allowed to use my techniques outside of my dojo, and it eventually makes you more humble, more less violent, other than your training sessions.
It does, it does.
It makes you a very very less violent
It
person.
calms you down.
Yeah, it takes out your energy,
and
extra
it,
energy.
and it, you know, when you are on walking down the street and anyone does get into an altercation. I've had many altercations, shouting here, they're going on the bike, someone jams me, I this that. Leave it at that, keep it as a verbal altercation. Okay, you know, come on, look at this guy. I can destroy him on my worst day. If I had malaria and dengue and jaundice and still
All
got
together.
off all together and still got off the bed,
Yeah.
I would have destroyed this guy. But why would you do it? Why would you? You just say to yourself, not worth it.
Exactly.
I'm a professional
I know
fighter.
who I'm
I
fighting
get
with.
paid to fight. Why would I
Yes.
fight for free?
And
As
I've got
simple-
so many great people back at my gym with whom I train.
No, and when you're
why would I
when you're
waste my-
professional, why would you do it for free? If you're good at something, never do it for free. I'm good at fighting. I'm not going to do it for free.
Perfect.
Simple.
Perfect.
I get paid. Pay me, I'll fight. As simple as that. So why would I waste my time, risk getting locked up, risk getting a bad name? Imagine me beating up someone on the street and some kid's parents passing sees,
like
oh,
I
there's a
said-
coach beating him up.
And like I said,
And
people
nowadays,
die.
everyone's with their little mobile phones. We came from a generation where we never had mobile phones. So when we used to get into a scrap on the street, pick up the phone, pick up the landline, call their house, like, you know, where you this and that, come here, meet at a spot, bang, 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 hit it out. After that, sit down, have a Pepsi, have a Coke, and like, we are fine. Talk it over, all done, all settled. Started with a fist, ended with
With a bunch
handshake.
of jokes, yeah.
That's how we grew up. Nowadays, they come with a little mobile phone and they'll record you and they'll put up these little senti statuses on Facebook and Instagram and look for sympathy. And you have
Yeah.
thousands of people giving you sympathy, but no one will actually care. No one cares. They're a flavor of the month. How long will people care? Someone has something happen, someone does something, 1 week, 2 weeks is trending, then people forget about it. Nothing happens. We used to sort it out. We used to sort our shit out very simply. You have a
Come out
problem with
upfront,
you,
yeah.
go to your house, we meet up, we go to a spot, we bang it out over there, and then after that we are cool. Scrap it out. That's the best way to deal with your situation. Not put up statuses on Facebook and Instagram. Deal with it. After that we are ekdam cool. Quits. Hug it out. We are, in fact, I made more friends in situations like this than Actually, how I made
yeah,
friends, like
maybe
by
you would,
introducing and all being all nice.
or maybe with a glass
Plenty
of
of friends. I
pitcher
have
of beer
some
or something.
friends who are very close to me. We got in. We started with getting into fights, getting into
Same with
arguments,
me. Same with me.
because
Touch wood. Yeah.
yeah, and most
Same with
this
me.
generation think that they are so scared of getting punched in the face, getting hit. They think that you're not made of glass. Once you see that you can get hit, you can
Yeah,
take a hit.
I mean, so I had my first fight, not a not a not a combat sport fight. I had my first fight when I was, I think, in my fourth and fifth standard. But before I actually went all in, I was scared. I was scared. What if I get hit in my eye and stuff like that? But when the first punch landed near my ear, I was fine, and that just took off the fear from me. And I was like, okay, let's go.
That we like.
And that dude is still my friend. That's a
I've ne-
senior.
I like this entire martial arts, the Muay Thai, me getting into MMA, everything calmed me down.
Mm.
I was extremely,
Violent.
extremely violent from a very young age. I was always prone towards violence. From a very young age, I liked getting into fights, like getting into altercations. I used to. I wasn't a bully. Now people don't mix up people who are violent with people who are bullies. For me, I'm very friendly. I have a lot of friends. Had a big friend circle in school, playing sports here, there. We wouldn't even care about bullying juniors. We never did that stuff. Okay, but something, you trigger me in a certain way. You do something. You say something. You look at me. You pass a remark at me, and boom,
To your friends also at some
it
time.
explodes. Someone says something. He's like this. He's like that, and boom. What happens? Bam, boom, bam. Hit out, picking you up, smashing you. This, that. I used to get into stuff like that. I've got myself into a lot of trouble in school and college. But ever since I started doing Muay Thai, ever since I started when Hakan sir came on the scene and I started training in martial arts, it changed. I just didn't want to fight anymore. I didn't want to fight outside. Not that I was scared of anyone. Didn't want to. And that, and I say every kid should have that in them.
Of course.
Once you start training in Muay Thai, in martial arts, in MMA, in whatever you're doing, you would see the changes that coming. Not only physically, but you also see mentally. You are mentally there. You are mentally focused. You are mentally disciplined, which is very important.
So
And
before we roll this one off, you please address our viewers, listeners, where Supremacy exactly is,
So-
and how they can reach you, maybe on Instagram or howsoever they would
yeah,
want to
so
reach you.
Supremacy, we are located in Tingra, that's Topsia Road. We are just beside the grid. Beside the grid, you would see there's one road entering there, Krishna Chambers. We are on the fourth floor. And we are on Instagram. You can find us on Google. Find me on Instagram. Supremacy India is also on Insta and Facebook. Both our handles are there. You can contact me if you want to actually learn Muay Thai, proper Muay Thai, and you want to be the best. You have to train with the best. So you have to come to me. I'm the best. We have the best guys in our gym. We have the best fighters. Period. So come experience a session. Come see what it's like to actually live a day in the life of a fighter. One session would change you. I have plenty of people who have come here for one session and they've changed. Like they're literally now they're addicted, hooked, and that's all it takes. Just get
Guys,
up,
just get up and make the phone call and see
yeah,
you.
and get out of that entire unhealthy pattern. Whatever you do, change your lifestyle. You might think that I don't have time. I'm working. Make time. Make
Get
time.
time, yeah.
It's as simple as that. You have to know your priorities.
Like Joe Rogan says, if you can get off yourself off the bed, walk to the fridge and pull out a snack, you can also extend that walk to the gym, right?
Exactly. You get out and do it. Get out and do something. That's
Sure.
very important. And yeah, and the sport is very safe. People might think that it's very dangerous. I'm gonna get smashed. I'm gonna hit. No, we have kids as young as 2, 3 training over here. They don't get blasted noses, bloody noses, unless you're a professional fighter or even a pro amateur fighter. Don't worry about getting smashed up.
Sure.
Okay, that comes later. If you choose that path, you will
You will be there.
get it. Yeah, if you choose a path of violence in that direction, you want to compete, you want to go in and you want to fight, and you want to, don't expect to get hit. Don't just think that I'm gonna hit. So there's two sides to it, but overall, for the women, I would say excellent for self defense. You need to learn something. You need to protect yourself. For men out there, also self defense is a skill, and for everyone, it's a art
it's
which
a
can
sport,
help
yeah,
your
yeah.
body. It can
It's an
help you
art,
train.
absolutely.
Yeah, keep you super fit. And once you start it, it becomes an addiction. You see, you'd continue with it.
I'm sure. I'm sure.
Okay.
Thank you, Lionel, for letting
Thank
me
you,
have
Amit.
you on the show. I hope you had a
Same
good
here.
time.
Had an amazing time, and it was really
Yeah.
nice talking. I hope we covered all the points.
Of course, and I think the viewers will let us know what their favorite part was, and drop us if you want me to have Lionel once again and get you some more interesting stories. So
We have plenty of interesting. So if we had more time,
yeah. I think yeah, we can.
like I said, I don't want to trigger anyone, and
Hmm.
especially that gym that I mentioned.
Hmm.
Don't really care about triggering them. It doesn't really matter. So if they did mess up, then it's on them. All I want is I want to get the entire art out there. I want to get the martial art out there. I want more people to understand the beauty in it.
Of course.
The
Because
beauty in
the name
MMA.
itself is it's an art, right?
Yeah,
It's an
the
art.
beauty in Muay Thai, the beauty in MMA, people need to understand the Brazilian Jiu Jitsu, combat. You need to get your and for the younger generation, get your kids out, get them into stuff
Get them
like
to
this.
move, yeah.
Get them active.
Hmm.
Don't build a generation of weak people. Make them strong. Make your kids strong again. That's the only way that we're going to secure our future. Forget about your kid having 100,000 followers because of his Instagram reels. No, he should be focused. He should be doing something productive.
I saw this one reel. It's really funny. So there's this guy who was telling, I don't talk to my mom. Why? My mom doesn't have enough followers on Instagram. So this is what people are talking
this is what
about these
This is
days.
what's happening, and this needs to change. This
You
needs
better
to
not
change.
become that. And with this, we're going to wrap this one up. Thank you, Lionel.
Thank
once
you.
Again.
Thank you so much, Amrit.
See you.
See you. Bye bye.